Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Just a little after 3 o'clock, and I wanted to give you an update on the severe weather risk that's moving east but still affecting the natural state. Look at all of the strong thunderstorm activity that's in our eastern weather coverage area, but it's already starting to move out of our weather coverage area. Quick radar tour a little after 3 o'clock. Remember, this will probably be totally different by the time you watch this, but we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings that are still in effect. We're watching those storms closely, but moving out of Johnson County into Pope County. Severe thunderstorm warning until 3:45 for 60 miles per hour winds. And then you'll notice farther south, got another severe thunderstorm warning for another 10 minutes at the time of this recording. So if we look at the radar, there's going to be additional storm development that takes place in central and eastern Arkansas. And boy, things are about to get really turbulent in central Arkansas as those storms make their way eastward. In fact, a level 5 out of 5 severe weather risk. That's the highest you could possibly get. Now for our area, you'll notice we're under a severe weather threat. That's not for this afternoon or evening, because the storms are moving out. This is for in the early morning hours, Thursday. That's the time that this risk goes for. It's valid until 7 a.m. Thursday, and I think we see some thunderstorms. Overlap that with the risk for the day 2 convective outlook. After 7 a.m. all the way through the evening, we have the potential for more severe weather. You ready for this active future track? So the storms are moving out, affecting central and eastern Arkansas, but it's tomorrow morning around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning that we'll be watching storm activity in the river valley. Then as you'll see throughout our Thursday late morning into the afternoon, additional storms coming in waves from time to time. There's going to be multiple waves of energy that swing in. Watch what happens as we go into our Friday morning. Additional storms start to develop. Those could also be on the strong to severe side. There is a flood watch that's in effect for northwest Arkansas now. Before that wasn't in effect, but now starting Friday morning all the way through Sunday morning. If we look at the total precipitation forecast as this populates on the screen, we're looking at widespread 3 inches easily with over 10 inches in some isolated locations. There you see it populate on the screen, and there you see that heavy rain. So much data to load that it's just taking a while, but that's what we're going to be watching. Here's a look at the active forecast showing those rain chances ramping way up there. So again, we're watching the storms closely. We'll keep you updated. Central Arkansas, northeastern Arkansas under the gun later on this afternoon and evening. River Valley tomorrow morning. Additional storms as we go throughout our Thursday night and Friday. Keep it here with your Weather Authority for the latest.
At either number on your screen.
Stay away from those down power lines, too. Yeah.
It's going to happen because this setup is better than the last 3 that came through, and you saw all the outages we had.
Right.
So, you know,
It's pretty fierce.
4 o'clock, it's an hour and 20 minutes we've been on the air, and I cannot stress that we still have time to prepare. I want you to power up your tablets or phones. We're going to have widespread power outages. The threat of the wind damage alone is going to be far-reaching. The threat of tornadoes may be more localized, but it's there. And that threat of the severe weather is going to increase and reach the state line, I feel, within the next 45 minutes or so. There's nothing holding this one back. This is going to be much more impactful and much more dangerous than the one that came through on Sunday and the 2 prior. And remember, the 2 prior systems that came in mid-March produced multiple tornadoes as well. So the setup is actually, I think, more favorable than any of the last 3. So we are looking at a timeline here of these destructive line of thunderstorms to reach the Illinois-Indiana state line, this squall line, between 5 to 7 p.m. It's after 5, so we're in that 6 to 7 p.m. time frame. I just heard from my nephew who is up at Purdue University. He says the skies are getting dark here, looking to the western skies out of Tippecanoe County. That line of thunderstorms will charge east, reaching Indianapolis likely in the 7 to 8 p.m. time frame, and then continue its eastbound progress towards Richmond and Muncie before winding down after midnight. Already multiple warnings are out to our west. No rain has reached the state line, but the tornado watch has been issued. Severe thunderstorm warnings are out towards, say, Champaign, Illinois, as well as tornado warnings. And an environment that represented by these oranges is that it's very buoyant and unstable. There is nothing holding this back. Often you hear us refer to a cap in the atmosphere, a dry layer, or something that will hold back the vertical build of thunderstorms. It's not there. Not going to happen. So again, we're looking at this destructive line of storms coming through with copious amounts of rainfall, 2-3 inches to be unloaded. Once the severe weather threat passes, the waters will be likely high for the morning commute, and we'll add to those rainfall totals later in the week. So we've got a high probability of creeks, streams, and rivers being in flood entering the weekend. 28 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago. The gusts have already reached 60 miles per hour in Indianapolis, still rattling the winds at 45 and a temperature at 80 degrees. But there are the storms lining up southwest of Chicago, near St. Louis, working east-northeast with time. There is the powerful storm system that is aided by this powerful jet stream. That's why all that momentum upstairs can be achieved and brought down to the surface in the form of 70 or 80 mile per hour wind gusts. The storms will race quickly eastbound. Again, 7, 8 p.m. in Indianapolis, likely producing blinding rainfall, powerful wind gusts. Power lines are coming down. Heavy thunderstorms are moving into east central Indiana. The rain is still pouring through midnight, but it will start to shut down between 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And we're going to get into some rain-free hours tomorrow. That jet stream is going to be positioned, however, entering the weekend in from the south and west. The front will stall out and channel more rain into central Indiana, especially Saturday, when we could add to these totals, and that's why there's a high likelihood we're going to have rivers, creeks, streams at bankful, or if not flooding, well into early next week. Flood advisories, flood watches have been issued. But the locally heavy rainfall tonight could create some real problems with a flash flooding here and there and for the morning commute. The heaviest of the thunderstorms will wrap up around midnight to 1 a.m. Light rain around possibly at times tomorrow, but generally a cloudy day with new rains coming in Thursday night, Friday. Better chances for a steady rain develop late Friday night into Saturday. This could produce some locally heavy totals before we finally wash the atmosphere out, get into some unseasonably cool air early next week that could produce several nights that go back below freezing. Again, still time to prepare, but we're a couple of hours out from a dangerous line of thunderstorms. Tornado watch in effect. We'll keep you up to date. More coming up in the next half hour.
All right, Brian, with all that in mind.